So we finished our first reading through Paul's letter to the Galatians, and you notice Paul's letter, now we start the very beginning of Paul's letter to the Ephesians, and Ephesians starts off very different than Galatians, where Paul kind of just gets right away and kind of shares his disappointment and his anger and frustration. Whereas here in Ephesians, he's got this beautiful salutation. And I really, I think these 10 verses, and encourage us just to, it's so beautiful just to pray on this. I think it's, I was just thinking this morning, and the Lord was just like, this is the antidote. Like this would heal modern man, these 10 verses. I mean, I think more so we hear the talk of, of love and acceptance and inclusion and belonging. Like, we're hearing more of that as of late, which is a good thing, because just more and more convinced, like, that is, like, everyone has the deep desire in them of sense to be affirmed and to belong and to be known. And the problem is that God gets pushed to the side, as family breaks down. That's where we're seeing more. Again, it was someone sent me an article, yesterday of furries, like people who identify as animals. Like, that's not something to, like, it's sometimes like people will laugh at that. It's not something to laugh at it, because what's the core of, like, the reason? It's this sense of, like, I want to belong to someone. I want to, and it's an extreme example, but take it, it's all levels down to you and me here. This sense to be known, to be affirmed. Like, we have that with you have that with your spouse. I've got that with my family. I've got that with, like, we all have it. And as God gets pushed to the side, as family breaks down, it's like, where's the sense of belonging? And so, like, you have these 10 verses here with, like, Paul's opening address is the ultimate affirmation. These 10 verses, it's the ultimate sense of belonging. He chose you in him before the foundations of the world. So think of just someone, even just think of our own hearts, but think of somebody who has this nihilistic view that all is nothing. Like, what's the point of, like, to be known that in this big universe that I was known, that I was thought of by someone before the universe was even formed? Paul's like, he chose you in him before the foundations of the world. He has destined us for adoption. Every once in a while, like I'll go on YouTube and watch the compilation of adoptions, like when kids are told that they're adopted. Like, if you just want to bawl your eyes out, just like that's this. One who's not claimed, who doesn't have any sense of belonging. In love, he destined you for adoption. And all these, like, the ultimate affirmation, the ultimate sense of belonging, it's not this, like, opaque belonging to what, or no, this is belong and affirmed by love itself. There's just two verses there, and then, like, and not only that, but it's the sense of belonging, or a sense of mission and purpose. He who chose us in him before the foundations of the world, for what? To be holy and without blemish before him. St. Jerome's commenting on that. He said, it's not that he chose us because we're holy. No, he chose us before so that we are to be holy and unblemished. So it's like, what's to strive for? That's what to strive for, to be holy. Lord, what's your will for me in my life? the cry of, all of us and young people of like what to do. What am I more and more saying to people? To be holy. Like, concentrate on being holy. God wants you to be holy. And everything in your life becomes infinitely better. Everyone around you becomes infinitely better. Just be holy. Strive to be holy and unblemished. Like these 10 verses for us to pray with, to meditate upon, and as it says, verse 7 here, his grace, all these things that he lavished upon us. Like all these things, he's lavished them upon us. For us to soak in what he's lavished upon us so as to better be an instrument to lavish it upon others who are, as God gets continue to push to the side, as family unit continues to deteriorate and broken down. It's like, here, Paul, like here's the answer, here's the antidote. But it starts with us. It starts with this for us to be in a disposition to have it be lavished upon us.